Hey, everybody, welcome to the Legacy Media Podcast, where we are all about adding value to your brand in order to build it into a legacy. My name is Kenneth, and I'm the host of the podcast. And today I have a super, super special guest on who, listen, this person's gonna add so much value to you and your business and your brand and hopefully your marketing efforts. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to Harlee Owen. Harlee, welcome in to the podcast. So before we get too far into like the meat of our conversation, which we're going to talk about just for some kind of spoilers, social media management, just kind of like how you can improve your marketing efforts with a social media manager and all that sort of stuff. We just want to get to know Harlee a little bit more. So, Harlee, can you just tell us a little bit about you, your background? If you're in real estate, I know the answer to this, but I want you to share. But just what you're doing work-wise right now and all that sort of stuff.
Well, I am currently working at History Maker Homes in the real estate industry. It's a new construction. We're a new home builder. I was a realtor for 2.5 years before I did this. That's where I met Kenneth. He eventually became my photographer for a while. I wish I got to utilize him more, and I'm going to try to utilize him more now because he's literally the best. Before that, I was in apartment leasing. So I've been in real estate since I was 18. I joined straight into the real estate industry, and I started marketing while doing the real estate industry at 18 as well. So flyers, videos, all kinds of stuff. So I've had years of experience up to now. And yeah, that's just kind of what we're doing.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, did you have any do you have like any schooling for any marketing, or has it all just been self-taught, self-learned, all that sort of stuff?
I went to college for 2.5 years while I was doing the leasing. It
Okay.
was business administration though, so no, technically no marketing school.
Yeah.
Just all self-taught kind of learning as you go and
Yeah.
learning from other people. I will say in high school I hung out with some actual influencers,
Hmm.
so they taught me a lot.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Well, just so everyone who's listening can know, like Harlee, she crushes it on social media. Like you do a phenomenal job. There's a few agents that I see out there, and thankfully I have the pleasure to know that I'm like, wow, they're just crushing it, and you're one of them. And so even though you're not necessarily in the real estate agent per se, I guess you would say you're doing marketing with the history maker and all this sort of stuff. You still the one thing I've noticed is like you just get it. You get the value of social media. You understand you understand what works. You understand it's not just about making a random post. It's like every single post you make is well thought out. It's creative. So yeah. So everything you do is just like it completely blows my mind. I'm just like, golly, and I'm like, I don't. It challenges my creativity watching you post because I'm like, man, she has some really great ideas. And so we're going to get your Instagram handle and all that sort of stuff at the end, so everyone can go give you a follow too. So yeah. But let's go into, I guess, kind of shifting. So you're at History Maker Homes. And so tell me a little bit more about what you're doing there. Okay.
I'm in sales. I was gonna go into actual marketing. I ended up staying in sales, but I
Okay.
do a lot of marketing for the others in the company. So we do videos together, which projects, more traffic, more sales. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing now. I basically the same thing as when I was a realtor. So we're trying to draw in our own traffic besides what the marketing team draws in from video
Mhm.
content online. So yeah, sales.
Awesome. Awesome. That's cool. Well, and what's nice is that is sales is it's we're always selling something. Like we're
Everyone's in sales.
I'll tell anytime I'm talking to a new agent and they're trying to figure out like if they need to do video or even photos. I'm like, hey, yeah, we can do this, but you have to realize like this is selling who you are, and you are always marketing yourself. So anytime you're marketing and sales is so similar because it's just you're selling something. So if you're posting on social media about your family, you're marketing a side of yourself and selling a side of yourself that says, yes, I'm family oriented. I mean, it's something as simple as that. And so it's cool to hear what you're doing. And so with that being said, so you're doing that, but you also do social media management on the side, or is it, tell me more, tell the reviewers and people listening more about that.
Right now, yeah, right now it's on the side. I really would like to launch it full time someday. I
Hmm.
do really enjoy doing social media, but I'm doing social media on the side for multiple different businesses, HVAC, a porta potty business,
Come
and
on, let's go.
my dad's. Auto body business, a haunted house. I mean, there's all kinds of businesses on the side that we're doing this for, and
Mhm.
two of them I've already heard major success stories from, and we've only been doing it for 2 months, just
Wow.
posting consistently every other day, or at least we started daily, and we've kind of slowed down on a couple of them just because
Mhm.
we found that they get more engagement that way. But yeah, we've heard some success stories on
Cool.
getting leads from the internet. Like the leads will tell them, "I saw you on Facebook."
Mhm.
And Facebook, I've learned, is one of the biggest lead drivers for businesses out of all
Sure.
of them. Facebook is the biggest
Yeah.
lead driver. That's why everyone does ads on there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it makes sense to me. I mean, whenever I first started my business, I actually took a course for real estate photography, and they promoted really doing this thing called the Instagram method, where you kind of make cold calls through Instagram. And I did that, use their algorithm to do it, all this sort of stuff. Couldn't get anything until I really started getting a Facebook page and marketing myself there. And honestly, that's where I've gotten so much business is from Facebook. And so it's a tried and true platform, that's for sure. So with some of these businesses, you said you've had some major success stories that's happened. Like with what you're offering them, I guess like what is the social media manager doing? You know, like if someone's wanting, because I think what a lot of agents would look at it as like, I just need somebody to make to post for, and that's what a lot of people think. But you and I know that there's more to it than that. So can you give us a more like a more fuller perspective of what social media management is like, as far as being a manager, what you're doing for your clients?
Right. So right now I have this system. It's called Metricool. It's a social media management system, and that's basically what I use for everybody. It lets you plan out your posts on a calendar for the entire month or later on in the year, like whatever you want to do. I try to do it every 2 weeks because if you go a month out, you might, there's trends that happen
Yeah,
real quick on the social media world, and you and I both know that. So a month out is too far for me, in my opinion.
sure.
So we go every 2 weeks. But yeah, I basically will gather content from them since I'm not, full time out there in their fields with them all the time. I'll be like, just take your pictures, take your videos, and I come up with posts for them. I literally will come up with an entire idea, make it on Canva, create the
Hmm.
caption, create their hashtags. We try to use strategic hashtags, if they're
Hmm.
trying to draw business to them and they're in Burleson, Burleson business, Burleson HVAC, things like that. So, and the success stories that I've heard just from the basic packages is what they chose. No professional videos yet. They just want to see if it works. And yeah,
Yeah.
they've gotten some business from it. And I feel like even adding in some professional photography, professional videography would draw in even more.
Hmm.
And that's just something people need to realize is social media works. And what I'm doing for them is they're just sending me pictures and videos, and I'm coming up with everything for them, all their
Yeah. So you're creating almost everything for them,
yeah.
and even like tailoring their voice on social media to what best represents them, which is really cool. And so what would you say then is, in your eyes, what's the ultimate goal of managing a social account? Like, is it, I remember we were on the phone a month or two ago, and you had said something like, I was talking to this one person a long time ago, and they were like, I can't remember exactly how it was. We said they're not getting. She said, I want more followers, or I want more this or something, and you were like, that's not the right approach. I can't remember exactly what it was. Maybe you do.
Yeah,
Yeah. So if you
that's what
can't
I tell
speak into
people
that, like,
too.
well, yeah. So like, what's the goal? What's the right approach to managing someone's social account to have it become successful to get leads?
So that's one of the businesses that I recruited on. We were talking, and she said that their goal was to reach more people and get more followers. And I said, well, the reach more people is amazing. That's a good grasp to have. But
Yeah.
getting more followers doesn't necessarily mean you're getting more business. What I mean by that is, certain businesses don't need followers to get business. Like if I'm running a porta potty business or an
Hmm.
HVAC business, people don't really want to follow me. I mean, people are going to be
Right.
following my porta potty videos, but they'll probably call me if they keep seeing me pop up on their feed. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
that's the important part is getting people to just see you all the time. They don't necessarily have to be following you or hearting all of your posts. Engagement
Hmm.
is important, but I mean, like you said, you've known me to be good on social media. And I don't have 10,000 followers. There's a lot of realtors out there that have 80,000, 10,000 followers, but people still know me. People still used me and people still called me. And it's the same thing with those other businesses. It's not about follower count or if you
Hmm.
got 80,000 likes. You could be getting 10 likes and getting all the business.
Yeah. Yeah, so true. So would you say then you feel like it's about, while all those things are important, you feel like it's about becoming more well known? Is that
Right.
what you would say? Yeah.
Getting your brand voice out there, being consistent, and just staying on people's feeds, staying in their eyes, getting
Hmm.
on their page, getting the
Yeah.
attention, things like that. Just staying top of mind. It's the most important thing.
Yeah, no, for sure. So do you think that it's a common misconception that people have of like if I get more views or if I get more engagement, then I'm successful? Do you think that that's what a lot of perspectives are?
Yeah, I think a lot of people think that if they have more and more followers, they're going to be more and more successful, and that's not entirely true. I've known some realtors to have lots of followers and they don't get a
Hmm.
lot of business. And it's
Oh.
either just because they've got followers on the wrong account, like their personal account, and they're not posting about real estate,
Mm.
or they've just got all these followers from posting house tours, but they're not really providing value within those videos and within their captions and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. No, no, that's a great point, and I did a video a few weeks back and it was a newer kind of video service that I provided. And so I told the realtor, I'm like, hey, I really want to know like what some of the metrics you get from this. If I want to know everything. Just it's almost like a trial run for me to figure out, what are people getting? Or how long are people watching it? All this sort of stuff. And so because this specific video was not necessarily geared towards getting a lot of likes or a lot of engagements on the posts, honestly, what I told her, said the main goal of videos like this is to help you become more well known as a realtor who does luxury style videos, or a realtor who does, farm and ranch properties or something. Because if you can become more well known as that, because we get so far off, so often, I think we get so caught up in like, how many likes did I get? How many people commented on it? How many people are sharing it? And all that, you and I both know that that plays a part into it. But if that's our metric for success, you can have that all day long, but you may never get another lead. But the more well known you can become to your audience, and people know you as, the farm and ranch realtor or whatever it is, or the awesome porta potty business,
Yeah, I
whatever.
just keep mentioning that because it's like it's just funny and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, honestly, there's so much fun stuff that you could create with that. Like so many puns you could do to make things creative. And so it's like the more well known you are, the more prone people are to reach out to you and to want to utilize you for business. And so it seems like that's kind of like what you do, that you provide, correct me if I'm wrong, but strategies to be able to get them more leads and to get them to whatever goals that they have. So like what are some of the things that you're seeing after like a week or two of posting, or a month, whatever it may be? Are they, especially for some of these success stories, are they getting more leads? People are actually going to like use them in their business. Is that coming from Facebook ads? Is it coming from just a regular post? Like where is that? Because I'm sure our viewers are curious of like, well, if I just make a post myself, then I could just, maybe get that. So where are those success stories coming from?
So the success stories that I've had from my personal experience is just from posting consistently, but we don't you're not they're not just posting random posts. We're strategically making like, okay, we're going to post this day, this the next day. Like it's all planned out. It's not just 5 videos a week or 5 static posts a week. It's a mixture
Mhm.
of content. I'll use the HVAC business as an
Yeah.
example. We'll do videos, static posts, and then testimonials and like a fun facts
Hmm.
post every week. It's like the same thing every week. And the videos that get the most engagement for us are obviously when the owner of the company is doing something in the video. That's when we get the most engagement, the most business. But the rest of the posts keep them top of mind for the rest of the week, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
you do stuff for realtors a lot. They will have their professional videos that they do that they can use maybe once a week, and the rest they need to
Hmm.
be posting, personal life, their what they're doing that week, and just
Hmm.
things to keep them on the feed, if that
Right.
makes
Right.
sense.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the strategy we've been implementing, and that's the one
Hmm.
that I used. So it's working for others as well.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And so then what do you think? Because I'm sure there's those who are listening are like, well, they're like, well, Harley, I can just do what you're doing then, you know? So what's the value that you provide as a social media manager to where you know like it would be a benefit for them to utilize you or someone like you to help grow their business and brand?
Saves a lot of time and a lot of
Yeah,
energy. I can tell you that. A lot of people think, oh, okay, just do what you're doing. And social media takes
right.
a lot of effort. Same thing
Yeah,
with Kenneth does. People are like, oh my gosh, I can just go make my own videos. It takes
it
hours of editing, hours of time. Same
does.
thing with social media. When you're coming up with ideas, even if you're using AI and the internet, it still takes hours. So
It
I would say
does.
that's the value. It saves a ton of time. That's the biggest value in social media management and why people hire social media managers because they don't have time to post. And it's true. I saw a post on LinkedIn the other day from a realtor that was like, it seems like the most successful people that I know aren't the ones that are constantly on, you know what I mean, on their
Yeah.
phone doing social media because they don't have the time. They're busy.
Hmm.
So you could elevate your business even more and be even more busy by having someone else do it for you.
I know, I know. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy because I think especially me in my space, like I used to think that as a business owner, I was like, okay, well, I want to edit all the photos and create all the videos myself, edit them, like everything. Because for me, there was a degree of pride that came involved to it. It was also like I want people to feel like it's me, you know, all this sort of stuff. And I started realizing, you know, the best way for me to grow my business is for me to not do everything. I realized that by me editing videos, it is a huge, oh my goodness, it takes so much time. And I was like, if I edit these videos by like myself, that means I'm either missing out time with my family at night, or I'm having to come home early during the day and miss out opportunities of work. So that way I can edit this video. And so I was losing so much more than I was gaining. And so then I was like, you know, I'm going to get somebody to edit my photos. And so I have amazing editors for that. I have an amazing editor for my videos that caters the style towards my liking and what I feel like my clients like. And because of that, it's giving me my time back, right? And so what you're providing is really just, I mean, it's more than just time, but time is so valuable. And I know I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were saying how they are you know, they're out working nonstop. It's a real estate agent out working nonstop, and then they come home and from 7:30 p.m. Until midnight doing their own social media and planning out stuff. And I'm like, oh, what a bummer. That sucks, you
Yeah.
know, because you have to do that. And the thing I think we have to realize is that while we all can do it. Like anybody could do what I do, but um, you know, typically there's somebody out there who, like, for example, I could edit my own videos for my clients, but I know there's somebody out there who can do it and save me more time, and they can probably do it more, like, a little bit better than I can even. And so it's forced me to where all I focus on is just going out getting business, not trying to control every single part of my business. And I think that's where there's so much value for people who are considering like looking for a social media management manager. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. So let's talk about video for a bit. Okay, this is where I see you most often on social media, and so it's in the vein of social media management. We're still in that same conversation, but I want to lean into the to what you do on social media because I've often found that the ones who can do their job well are the ones who do it well for themselves, and you do super well for yourself. And so, why do you see value and doing video for yourself, for building your own brand? Like, why do you do video?
I guess I could put it this way. Say you're scrolling on your phone and you
Mhm.
see an ad with a picture of a house and you're like, "Psh, I don't care. You keep scrolling. But say you're
Mhm.
scrolling and you see a video with a person in it talking and the start of the video is like, let me think. I gotta think of
Yeah.
a hook. Say the start of the video is like your dream home behind me, or the start of your upgraded life is behind me, or just something that like a hook that
Mhm.
catches your attention. You're gonna watch the video. It's gonna be harder to scroll with just a picture. That's why I do what I do because
Yeah.
people scroll past a house picture, but they won't scroll past a girl talking on their
Yeah.
Instagram page. And it's the same thing if you're a guy. I'm not using the girl
Yeah.
guy thing, but it's just
Yeah.
better. having a person in the video and showing
Hmm.
your personality and showing who you are just through a snap of a line and then going
So
into
good. Yeah, yeah. No, I think you're exactly right. I always tell my clients, I almost say every day, especially to any client who's trying out video for the first time with me, and I'll tell them, I'm so glad you're doing this because you're going to give your audience, especially those who maybe somewhat know you, but especially those who don't know, you're giving them an opportunity to know you before you ever shake their hand. And so I think that's a goal with, at least with me, I post most consistently to my stories. And I do that primarily because I want those who follow me to be engaged with me throughout my day. And so I get probably the most compliments and comments about my stories because that's where I post to most consistently. And it's all video and it's so easy. The reason I like stories is because it's like vlogging. You don't have to edit anything. You can if you want to, but you don't have to make it look super polished or pretty. It's just on the go. Let me tell you about my day. This is what I'm doing, and then you're showing them little bits and pieces of it. And so I think you're exactly right. I fully know, like for realtors, that photos sell a house, but video sells the agent. And so if we can get the agents on camera, like it's like a twofer. You're going to get people are going to see you and they're going to see the house. So it's
right.
like, why not do it, right? And so, but you don't just post about now. You have a few different pages, I believe. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that's part of it too. So I'm telling you guys, she knows all the stuff. You just got to. She knows. She gets it. Um, so, but you won't just post about business. You'll share things about your family. You'll you know what if I know you had a newborn not too long ago, and so you'll share some stuff about that. Or if you're going and getting a drink from somewhere, I think you did that the other day. Maybe I can't remember. And so, why do you do? I guess the question I'm trying to get to is you don't just post stuff about business, you post other things as well, not just focus on business. Because a lot of people think, well, I need to focus on business because that's where I make my money and that's where I want to serve people. But you don't always do that. So why? Why do you post other things?
Well, that's how I used to be. I used to be like what you just said. I used to only post business stuff, and then I decided to get more into lifestyle content on my regular Instagram and Facebook and TikTok because people want to see real life. That's especially a trend now on social media. It is a major trend on social media to show your real life. People
Yeah,
love morning vlogs. They love day vlogs. They love night vlogs because people are nosy and they want to
yeah,
know what you're doing that they're not doing that they could be doing to maybe improve
right,
their life or just to entertain themselves. People love reality TV. Film yourself like you're on reality TV, obviously without the drama,
right.
but
Yes, yeah. I
yeah,
mean, I mean, you could, and it'd be really fun to watch.
yeah, yeah, it's like that. I share lifestyle on my personal page, and then I do have a link for my business page in my bio. So if people are interested in seeing more real estate stuff, they can go to the real estate page. But I do incorporate some of that into my personal stories as well, work.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah,
it's not a full-on attack to my lifestyle followers on follow my real estate page, but they can. It still keeps you top of mind. So
yeah, yeah. Well, and I like how you keep saying that. You keep saying top of mind, top of mind. And so to me, just hearing you say it so much, that seems to probably be a driving force of why you do what you do. Is even having, a business page and then a personal page, and it's an invitation to invite people into your business and then your personal, so you can be top of mind on both sides. Like, and you get to say like, hey, you can know me here, but you can even know me more personally here. And so, why do you think, like, do you think that a lot of agents have that perspective of being top of mind, or that they're just really focused on, I just want to build the business because I have to? What do you think there?
Think they're focused on building the business because they have to. Like I said, I know a
Yeah.
lot of realtors on social media. They have thousands of followers, and all they do is, look at this house behind me and they do a house tour, which is amazing. They're great videos and they're beautiful, but I don't know you now. Like,
Mm,
I sometimes, and I'm nosy and I go to their page and I want to know if they posted something on their story and I want to know what they're doing that day, but they don't post that. All they post is house tours. So I
hmm.
think it would really help drive more, not just business, but more opportunities in the real estate world if they shared their personal life too, because
Hmm.
that's how I got here in new
Yeah.
construction was through social media. People just because
Really.
they feel like they know you. You're not just
Yeah.
so. I feel
That's
like
crazy.
that's
So you're saying that where you're at now with History Maker Homes came from your intentionality on social media.
yes, that's how I ended up getting
Crazy.
to know someone in here. There's a lot of speculation in this industry, like you can't get in unless you know someone or whatever.
Sure.
I didn't know anybody, but people knew me, and that's just so weird to
So
say.
cool.
It's like, how do you know me? But I do share every
Yeah.
piece of my minute of my day on social
I
media.
love that. Yeah, that's so cool. I think one of the coolest things is I had a client that I served. I had done about 3 or 4 shoots for them, but I'd never met them in person. We had talked on the phone a few times but they scheduled through my website and so they like my work and so we just continued. But one day they wanted to do a video and so they wanted to be there for that so they can be on camera. And I'm like, that's awesome, let's do it. And I walk up to her, I'm like, hey, I shake her hand, I'm like, it's so nice to like officially meet you now. And she was like, we haven't met. And I was like, no, we haven't met yet. This is the first time. And she's like, oh, I feel like I already know you because I watch your stuff on social media all the time, I guess. And that must be the connection. And it was the biggest compliment that I've had in a long time for my social media presence, just because that's exactly what I want to have happen is for people to feel like they know me. And that's what I want for my clients, potential buyers and sellers to feel like they know who that realtor is. I also want other realtors to see my clients and be like, man, I feel like I know them. I want to do what they're doing. And so they almost become like a realtor celebrity in a way. You know what I mean? And so the fact that that's happened for you, that's actually opened doors of opportunity because you just post on social media. And in my thinking, I'm like, you're already going through your day anyway, so why not just post about it? You don't have to post everything. If you want to be more private, that's okay. But I think you could always think about what am I comfortable with sharing? And let me just share that. Like yesterday, I went and picked up a bunch of new merch, like hats and shirts and stuff for my
I like the
business.
hats. Makes
Thanks
me
so
feel
much.
fun.
Yeah, I like them too. They are super good. Yeah. This one, I had another style, but this one I really love. And so I went and picked up a bunch of them, and I took my son with me yesterday because he wanted a hat. And so I put his hat on as soon as we walked out of the building, took a picture with him, and I posted on social media on my story saying, "Welcome to the team, son." And but that just gives me a sense of being relatable to people, and I think that's what people want. I mean, would you agree that people are wanting somebody they can relate to?
Yes, people want someone they can relate to, and whatever realm you're in, people will find a way to relate.
Mhm.
If you relate yourself to people, you'll find your people, if that makes sense. Like if you're a luxury real estate agent and you're posting luxury content and you make yourself branded, you'll find your people. Same thing with the
Mhm.
first time home buyer realtors or just any business. The way you brand yourself, the way you want to get business, you will find your people. I think the best thing is just consistency and staying in
Mhm.
what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, and again, that's where you come in as a social media manager is you can help people become consistent and you can help them like you take all again, you save them the time. You have the more creative side on your end, so you're able to create things at times from scratch for them just off of a basic like photo or a short clip of a video. And I think that just adds a lot of value to people. And so, and wrapping up a little bit, if there's somebody who's considering they're on the fence, they're like, should I get a social media manager or should I not? What would be your encouragement to them for utilizing a social media manager for their business?
So, depending on your business, if you feel like you're just, coming home at 7 p.m. and working until 12 a.m. on your social media, you probably need a social media manager. That means you're already busy, but you could be elevating your business more. You
Mhm.
obviously want to drive more leads if you're already doing it yourself, so you should hire one. One of the businesses I have, they were maybe posting like once or twice a week, but they wanted to reach more people, so they hired a social media manager. Just a matter of, do I want more business? Do I want to drive more business to myself and keep myself top of mind for maybe my past customers still? Because
Mhm.
you're busy working, you don't have time to nourish those in-person relationships all the time. So you might as well just keep nourishing it online. Because people are always on their phone. So that would be I mean, everyone is going to need one eventually. I guess that's
Yeah.
how I see it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And then one last question. I guess it's two in one. What is something that you think agents should stop doing that may be hurting their business or brand? And then what is something, let's end on a positive note that you're like they should start doing? Because if we can give them something practical, like we've given them the reason why they should have a social media manager, but let's give them something that they can do today after listening. So what's something that you want to be like, please stop doing this and in doing so, like start doing this, what would that be?
Stop posting like just a picture of a house on your Instagram and being like under contract. Okay, cool.
Let's go.
You know what I mean? Like I don't care. So I would start
I
posting.
just heard the room get real quiet.
The room's real quiet,
Yeah.
and I would start posting more of my story because, like Kenneth said, especially if you're like in the real estate industry, I think posting your life on your story is super important. That's what I did as well. I would literally share that I was showing a house at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m. I know a realtor that does that. I don't know if I'll call her out on here. We both know who she is. She's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be what I would start doing. If you have no idea where to start posting on your story. If you feel like you can't edit a video, you feel like maybe you can't come up with a post for your main feed, start with the stories. It's the best way to start and get into it.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, 100% agree with that. So it's the easiest thing to do, 100%. So, well, Harlee, thank you so much for being on the podcast today. If people want to go follow you and find you on social media, where can they do that? What's your handle?
Handles on most of my socials are just Harlee.Madison with two N's. Business is Real Estate, just in general. I changed it. So there's both of those. You can follow me there and I will be posting more soon. I've kind of taken a
Yeah.
break myself the last few weeks.
Yeah, no, that's all right. That's all right. So, well, I again really appreciate you being on today, and for all y'all who are watching, I'm confident that you got some value from this conversation today. And so, reach out to Harlee if you are in need of a social media manager. If you're just, I'm sure she would be happy to provide you some tips. If you're just considering, she'd love to have a conversation with you. And so, looking forward to seeing you post more often on social media, and all you agents out there, and just excited to see how your brand starts to grow as time goes on. So. Until next time, we will see you later. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you.